All right then, so now since we successfully finished the job attachments and all the necessary fields over here, now we have to fix this publish and this delete option. So let's go here and let me close all the things to the right side. We'll just keep the page.tsx of this file alone. So now this is the place where we have this job publish action. So open it and there we go. So we have two different options over here. So this is based on this button will be displayed based on the value whatever we are supplying over here for this publish. So this job.publish need to be updated. So what I'm going to do is, so for publishing I do have this click event, and for deleting I do have this delete event. So let's go ahead and create the respective APIs, and let's go ahead and fix the finish that job. So over here now what I'm going to do is get back over here, collapse everything, get into the app API jobs, job ID. Inside the job ID, just like this same thing, I'm going to create a new folder called publish. So inside this publish, I'm going to create a new file called route.ts. Okay, so inside this route, first this is going to be a patch work. So let's go ahead and import that. So let's say export const patch is equals to an asynchronous a callback function, and this asynchronous function is going to get two different parameters. One is going to be the request itself, so map it with the request type, and the other one is going to be a params, is going to be an object params, and this params type it's going to be params. Inside the params I'm going to get the job ID, and that is going to be the string type. Okay, this is how you need to map the params, and please make sure this job type which is exactly the same as this particular job type, because that is the parameter URL params. Okay, now inside here we are going to open this try and catch. If there is any error is happening, I'm just going to say console.log. This is going to be jobs underscore publish underscore patchwork dollar, and we need to write the error, whatever the error it is. Then we need to return the new next response from the next server. Open it. I'm just going to say internal server error, then open with the status code of 500. Perfect. This is the catch. Now let's get into the try object. So inside this tries, first I need to get the user ID. So const open it is equals to auth, open it and get the user ID from it. So then we need to get the job ID from where? From the params. We are going to extract the job ID. Perfect. So if we don't have the user ID, what else we need to do? We need to say return new next response, open it, and let's say that is going to be unauthorized. Then we need to supply the status code as 401. Okay, and let's copy the same stuff, and if you don't have the job ID which you are trying to update, let's say ID is missing, something like that. Okay, then enter. So let's say this is 404, ID not found. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to update the job. So let's say const job is equals to await db dot, make sure that db is been imported from the library file, db dot job dot find unique. We need to find that particular job by using what? By using this ID, which is nothing but your job ID. Then you need to supply your user ID, because we need to get the particular job which is created by the user alone. Then we need to say if I don't have the job, if I don't have that particular job, if not job, then I need to say return new next response, open it, let's say job not found, and let's return the status as 404, something like that. Then open it. Okay, so now what we need to do is, so basically here we are trying to update the publish. So we are trying to update the publish. So what I'm going to do is, so const publish job is equals to await db.job.update, open it, enter. So where, open it, this is going to be id, which is going to be the job id. Then we need to supply the data for it. Then we need to get the data object. In this case is publish, which is going to be the true. Okay, that is the data that we are trying to do, update. So save these changes. If everything is perfectly fine, if it is updated without any of this written statements being triggered, it is going to return this new next response .json with that publish job, which is the updated one. That data will be returned back. This is what it's going to be for publish. Let's do the same thing. I'm going to copy this folder and I'm going to paste it, and this time this is going to be unpublish. Save it, and for this particular, inside this we have one more route. So this time here what we need to do is this job publish, everything is going to be changed. Instead of is published, I'm going to change this to false. That's it. That is all you need to do. We just have to change that particular thing into false. Now we do have the both of the route. Don't worry about the delete, we'll fix that. So now let's jump into the publish actions. Okay, so now we are inside the publish action.tsx. So we need to check where that on-click event has been triggered. See, we are calling that on-click function over here. So let's make this function as an asynchronous function and write enter here. So I'm gonna bring the try and catch. If there is any specific error, I'm gonna say toast.error, and I'm going to supply that something like something went wrong, a warning message. And right after that, console.log. This is for our reference purpose for right now. Open it, error as error dot message. Okay, then right after here inside this try block, what we are going to do is set is loading. I'm going to mark this one as true. Okay, then at the once the catch statement will be finished, finally will be started. So set is loading, it's going to be false. Whether if it is getting error or it is finishing the job, it need to settle down that loading process, right? So I'm going to say if is published. Okay, if is published means it's already published. Here what we need to do, we need to unpublish the job, or else what we need to do, we need to publish this job. So let's publish it faster than undo the unpublish. So here I'm just going to say await axios dot patchwork patch method, open it, use the dynamic string literals slash api slash jobs slash use the job id. We can get that job id from here, job id, then slash publish. Make sure this publish folder, which is exactly the same thing you written over here and here, publish. Perfect. Okay, so now this will make that job done. Then once it is done, I'm just going to say toast.success job published. Save the changes. All right, let's go ahead and make sure everything is working fine. Get to the inspect elements and click the console, network, and now let's trigger this. Click it, you can see publish API is being triggered and it is updated. Click here, review, see, is published, is true. Okay, and if I refresh this, okay, so now it is being updated. Okay, so the reason is not being updated because we have to forcefully refresh it. So instead of that, what we can do is we can refresh the router by ourselves. So let's get the router. So const router is equals to use router, from where next navigation, open it. Then here we can simply say router dot refresh. Right after the if and else block, refresh the page. Now you can see it is published and you don't get that banner warning message because this job is being published. Now let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to copy this one more time and I'm going to paste it over here. API slash, this is time, this is going to be unpublished and this is going to be unpublished. Save it and let's check it out whether this one is also working fine. Network, click the network, click the unpublished. Okay, it's triggered and job is being unpublished. Okay, so the APIs are working perfectly. Now if I click this, it should be published and it's refreshed, the data, everything is being updated. So now let's go ahead and fix this delete option. So we don't want to delete this one, so let's get back. So I'm going to delete this one, so click it, click the edit option. There we go. So we need to delete this one. So by the time before deleting this one, what we have to do is we have to make sure whether it is having this particular job cover image or we have whether it is having this attachments, because we need to delete that particular thing from the Firebase storage also, right? That's the thing we need to keep track. So let's update some cover image and let me get my Firebase over here. So in the storage attachments, so far we do have two different attachments. Okay, and if you click, come on, if you click the job cover image, okay, so fine, let's get over here and I click the upload image and choose, let's choose any one. Okay, let me choose this one itself. It is uploading. Okay, so let's keep it and let's add an attachment as well as. Okay, so here we are getting an error. What is that? Network console. We are getting an error over here. Which one? Slash API slash jobs. What's the error? Okay, so let's get back over here. Go to the API. API slash. I didn't notice this one. Job ID, publish, unpublish, and this is the route. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so this is the place where we are having the issue. So I think if I get to delete this particular line because we created a separate API route for attachments, right? So this is unnecessary over here. So let's delete that. And I don't need the console log over here. Let's delete it. Perfect. Okay, now let's check it out. So now if I try to save this, this is supposed to save this. There we go. See, the job has been updated. And let's check the attachments. Click here to add the files. And let me choose this PDF file, open it, and it is being uploaded. Once it is uploaded successfully, it should be refreshed back. Yep, and it is uploaded. There we go. See, everything is working perfectly as it's supposed to be. Cool. So I forgot to delete that line, so please go ahead and delete that attachments line over here because we are not sending any attachments. That's the reason it's throwing that issue. Okay, so now we have to delete this job by deleting this cover image and as well as deleting this job attachment. So let's go ahead and create that API route for deleting. So inside the job ID, this is the job ID where we have the patch work. So right after here, I'm gonna say copy and paste it. Copy it from here to here. and this is going to be delete the job ID and paste it over here. And this time this is not going to be patchwork, this time this is going to be the delete work. We need the exact same params, and we need this user ID, and we don't need this one, not necessary. And we are not going to do the update work, so don't worry about this one as well as. And this is going to be the delete work, so let's say delete job delete. Perfect. So now over here, first what I need to do is I need to find that job first. So let's go ahead and find that job. So const job is equals to await db dot job dot find unique, open it, where id, which is going to be the job id, then user id, then what else we need to fetch? We need to fetch include the attachments, and we need to order by the created at in the descending order. Okay, so now we have the, so this will be included. So we don't need to delete the company, but we need to delete the attachments. That's the reason we included the attachments over here. So this is the place where I need to check the if condition. If I don't have the job, I'm just going to say job not found. Oops, job not found. So this is not necessary, and the status code, which is going to be 404, perfectly fine. So now over here, what I need to do is I need to delete that image, the cover image. So if the job, if the job dot cover or image, yes, if the job dot image URL, it does have the image URL. Now what I need to do, I need to delete. So where we did that previously in the attachments, see over here, this is how you need to delete that particular thing. So let's create the storage reference and let's delete the object. So copy this from here and let's paste it over here. Let's get the reference and let's get the storage reference from the Firebase, and instead of this I'm gonna delete this, then I'm gonna supply the job.image URL, then we need to delete the object. Perfect. Okay, so next what I need to do is I need to delete the attachment. So this will delete that particular job image URL. So we need to delete that this attachments as well as, so then only we can able to delete the job. So don't worry, we all these things we are just doing for deleting the image or the file from the Firebase storage. So if you delete the job, this will delete the attachments also. That data from the MongoDB will be released when you are deleting the job, because they do have the relationship, so they will be deleted. But you need to delete the storage files, because otherwise you will still have your files which is already stored in your Firebase. So open an if condition and I'm gonna say array is array, open it. I need to make sure job.attachments is an array. So job.attachments, if it is an array, then I need to make sure job.attachments.length is greater than 0. If it is say so, then I need to run this if condition. So we need to iterate over each attachment URL. So what we need to do, we need to iterate over each attachments file URL. So here await promise. Okay, so let's create a await promise dot all, open it. Okay, so inside this bracket, job.attachments.map, open it. So I'm going to create an asynchronous operation over here. Okay, so this is going to get a parameter which is going to be the attachment, and that is going to be the type of the attachment from the Prisma client. Inside here, first we need to delete the file, right? So let's create the storage reference. So copy this one more time, paste it over here. This time not going to be the job.image URL. This time it's going to be the attachment.url. Okay, perfectly fine. So this is going to be attachment storage ref, something like that. So we don't want to use the same, and let's name those variables properly. Okay, so this will delete that particular file URL from the Firebase storage before removing the job. So once all these things are successfully done, all I have to do is to const delete job is equals to await db dot job dot delete job dot delete, open it and use the var condition and supply the id, which is going to be the job id, and supply the user id. Okay, this is what the condition should looks like. So then at the end, all I have to do is to return the next response, open it, and this is going to be the JSON data, and open the delete job. This is what all about the delete. Okay, so now let's get back to the job publish action, and that's the place where we are trying to delete it, right? So let's get back to here and make sure this function is an asynchronous function. Okay, inside here, I'm going to copy this, paste it instead of this. Here, await axios dot delete, open it. Let's apply /API /jobs that particular job ID. Okay, then I'm just going to say toast.success job deleted. After that, router needs to be refreshed. Then we have to push the user to the jobs. So return router dot push the users to where? To /admin/jobs. Save these changes. Let's get back over here, inspect the elements, network, close it. And if you check it out over here, job cover image, we should have one new file, right? July 12, 2024, we have one new file over here. And as the same way, we have one more new attachments over here. This file needs to be deleted once you delete this job, and as well as the data needs to be removed from the database as well as. So let's try to do that. So click this, it's pending. There we go, job deleted successfully. Let's go here and let's check it out. Attachments is removed, and let's get back to the job cover image, and there we go. So the July 12 file, it's been deleted. And let's get back over here in the job, refresh it. Now we have only 2 jobs over there. See, we have only 2 jobs, and even in the attachments, there we go, we have the 3 different attachments. Okay, perfectly fine. So let's get back over here and let's click edit option over this. Okay, fine. So it is deleted successfully. Okay, I think it doesn't deleted that attachment from the MongoDB. See, still this MongoDB has this attachment. I thought it will delete it. So if it is not deleting automatically, because we thought we created it as a cascade relationship, I think in the schema we failed to do that. So if we check the schema, okay, so the relationship, we just created the relationship, but we never made it as a cascade relationship. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying is because if you are not making this as a cascade relationship, then what you have to do, you have to delete the attachment right before the job where it is. You have to delete the attachment right before over here, but we don't want to do that. What we can do is we can simply make this relationship as a cascade. What I can say is on delete, So right after this, add a comma and make this as cascade, something like this. So then let's say here npx prisma generate, and then npx prisma db push. So this will update the database. All right, perfectly fine. So let's delete this because I know that this PDF file is not there because I deleted it. So let me delete this MongoDB from the MongoDB. Okay, now we have two attachments inside this. Let's go ahead and delete this one over here. Edit, and let's get back to the file storage, and let's say that let's upload an attachment over here, and let's choose the same PDF file, and let me upload any one image over here. Let me choose the same Instagram over here, open it, file uploaded, and it is being uploading now. There we go. So, and let's hit the save option. It is being saved, and let's click the inspect elements and get over here. You should get the attachments, and let's check the MongoDB and let's refresh it. Now inside the attachment, you should be able to see one new attachment over here. See this one. So let's get back over here, click the network and delete it. And now all we have to do is to click this. That is going to say yes. Now it's saying that it is being successfully removed. Okay, perfectly fine. It is removed, and let's check it out over here. Click the attachment file. It's been dropped. Even the job also, we don't have that cover image, which is deleted. Let's get back over here and refresh it. Still, it is persisted. I think the problem is because of this job ID. If you check it out over here, the job ID, see, it is not creating with the job ID. Wondering why it is happening like that. This is not supposed to happen like this. Just give me a moment. So even after making it as the cascade, or like when you're trying to delete it on delete, making it as cascade, I still face the issue. So let me show you here. See, if I create like test 4, if I hit enter, and if I'm uploading any attachments over here, the storages files are getting cleared. There is no issues in that. All these files and everything is being cleared successfully. And now if I get over here to the MongoDB and if I refresh it, if you notice here, see, we are getting the job ID, right? We are getting it. But when I try to delete it, it is deleted successfully now. And now if I get over here, if I refresh it, you can see the job ID is marked as null. It is the cascade relationship. It's not working properly how it's supposed to be. Like when I checked on the chat GPT, you can see it simply said, it seems that on delete cascade behavior is not working as expected with your Prisma schema on MongoDB. When using with MongoDB with Prisma, on delete behavior should automatically delete the related records. However, due to the nature of MongoDB and Prisma implementation, that might not always work as intended. Even though the coding, everything is perfectly fine, there is no issues, nothing at all we have to do is to forcefully delete the attachments. So let's do that. So here, before deleting the job, what I'm going to do is we are forcefully delete the attachments records from the MongoDB. So here, let's say const, otherwise simply say await db dot attachment dot delete many, open it, where, so before deleting the job, let's delete the attachments, where, what we can say, where job ID, it's equals to that job ID. That's it. Oh no, after that we don't need anything else, just job id, where that particular job id is going to be that's it, nothing else. So here we are deleting the images and the files from the storage, and we are deleting the data from the MongoDB, and we are deleting the job. So let's check it out now. This should work. So let me forcefully delete this because we already deleted that file. Okay, so here I'm going to create a new job. Let's say test3, hit enter. There we go. Create an attachment. Choose the same image. Otherwise, choose a different image as you wish. So it has been updated and it's been refreshed back. And now if you check it out over here in the refresh here, we will not have, yep, we have that. And now if I try to delete this, the job is deleted. And if you check out your MongoDB now, that should delete the attachments too. There we go. See, the job attachment is deleted. Okay, so on cascade delete behavior, it's not working as it's intent, as it's supposed to be, but in some cases it might happen. Okay, even when I checked on the chat GPT, still we got the same response. So at the schema, everything is perfect, no issues with that, but it's not deleting how it's the on cascade relationship. It's not working because when you're deleting the job needs to be deleted, all its related records, right? But when it comes to MongoDB, it's not working in that way. So that's the reason we have to forcefully delete it. Perfect. Now it's working fine. So we successfully finished the publish and the delete actions. All right, so let's go ahead and start inserting some jobs over here. So please go ahead and insert some jobs over here.